Antarctica is the most mysterious continent on Earth. Something similar was found here. Pyramid Complex, a sighting of Antarctic androids. Others claim to have discovered inner Earth in Antarctica. There are even whistleblowers who come forward and say, under the ice in Antarctica, covered with an alien base, there's a portal to the moon. It's called the Moon Pool. Hello everyone, I am the Universal Ceremony. We used to be in the Antarctic film series, talked about the Antarctic artificial man entering the inner world. General Richard Bode, mystery whistleblower reveals alien base. Many viewers are still more interested in Antarctica. How about today? Let's talk about another Antarctic mystery, urban legend. Today's story, we're going to start with an ancient map. Since ancient times, Antarctica has always been covered with a veil of mystery. Entrance to the inner Earth, a building very similar to the pyramids of Giza. There are also some unexplained artificial traces. However, even so, Antarctica is still being explored on Earth, the least continent. This is because it is on land, covered in a thick layer of ice. The average thickness is approximately 1,880 meters. It's 50 stories tall, so it's also the coldest on Earth, the windiest and driest place. Even Antarctica is covered in ice and snow, but the air here is very dry, because there's almost no rain near the poles. So we've done very little to understand him. But this small part that was discovered by people, but enough to shock the world. For example, we can analyze from the studio. Millions of years ago, the Antarctic continent should be a tropical rainforest. It's teeming with mountains and lakes and wildlife. Just from this point of view, many people believe that in the distant past, Antarctica is probably the oldest continent on Earth, one of the birthplaces of ancient civilization. What do we know? Are the remains of an ancient civilization in Antarctica? To prove the existence of an advanced civilization in Antarctica, people in the long river of history found a strange map. This strange map, it's what we call the lace map, because of the map, is from the Navy, found in Pereal study. So, people, and they called it the lace map. South America is plotted on this map, North America, Africa, and Antarctica. In fact, when this map was discovered, no one understands, because 100 years after the discovery of the lace map, Antarctica was discovered on Earth in 1820. From the moment you discovered Antarctica, people look back at the lace map. Everyone is not calm. How did the cartographers discover Antarctica? The most unsolvable is Antarctica depicted on this map. It has detailed inland terrain, mountain peak, rivers and ports. And these detailed details, all under thick ice and snow. How did the person who made the map see it? Is it possible that it was scribbled? And we're going to start back in 1952. 1952. A research team uses various detection instruments, map the entire continent of Antarctica. The research team feels that they completed human history with an unprecedented breakthrough, because they were the first to map the continent of Antarctica. Panoramic research team. They consider their feat a first for humanity. As soon as you return to China, many people find that the full picture they painted, it has long been marked by the lace map, even on the lace map, and there are landscapes they haven't discovered. Can imagine? The research team at that time was so frustrated. Certainly, there are also many people who believe that this map is a forgery, but there's an incomprehensible piece of evidence. Even if the lace map was forged in the early 18th century, from the day he was discovered, by 1952, the research team had completed the map. The time difference here is more than 200 years. Humans are leveraging the power of technology. More than 200 years later, just made the same thing as it was over 100 years ago. This is unacceptable to everyone. This also indirectly proves that, if this picture is forged, the timing is wrong. So this map is highly accurate, and with the rapid development of aviation, for the map, the level of mapping is getting better. Humans are also more and more, because of artificial satellites. People can also use technology to look down on the Earth. As a result, someone found out, if you take a picture of the Earth taken by a satellite, compare with the lace map, we'll find, lace map is very likely, it was painted in the air. I have seen countless comparisons. Experts feel that if you draw maps from above, the Antarctic continent is indeed exactly the same as the lace map, but South America has the wrong proportions. Lace map, South America, it's a little bit longer than the satellite image of South America, and that little difference is puzzling. Such a professional map, there can be no difference in proportion. What exactly went wrong? And then some people came out and explained the difference. In theory, high altitude test time, the farther away from the area being measured, the more significant the spherical nature of the Earth. So the more likely it is that the line is deformed. If it is really for this reason, that's why the lace map of South America is elongated. It means that the person who created the map at that time, located higher than the satellite. That's why it's elongated. For example, when we draw maps at altitude, 3,000 kilometers above the ground, the person who made the lace map, it should be 5,000 kilometers above the ground. Is that so? There will be an elongation in the proportion in some areas, but there are holes in this explanation. Why haven't other areas been elongated? It just lengthens one area, so it looks like it's not a perfect answer. Believe that the lacy map was drawn by an advanced civilization. What do you think? Even if there is no question of proportion, there is still an unsolved bug in the Antarctic continent. Let's say Antarctica is covered in thick ice. It's only 10,000 years old, but the lace map, It cannot be caused by, mapped by Earthlings 10,000 years ago. Because of the Earth, it's a clear picture of Antarctica, not covered in ice. What's more, Antarctica has been covered in ice for more than 10,000 years. Who left the party? Before Antarctica was frozen, was there a powerful prehistoric civilization? While the two camps are still arguing, one of the netizens threw out a news from a long time ago. This news also instantly detonated the internet. 1963, the National Science Foundation built one technologically advanced icebreaker for marine scientific research. This ship is called the El Tanin. August 29, 1964. The El Tanin is on its way to southern Antarctica. When shooting at the bottom of 4 kilometers, a mysterious device was discovered. This is a bizarre structure dealing with the seabed. The structure has obvious man-made traces. Very heavy. It is made up of complex cross shapes and bumps. They have spherical nodes at the end. Does this thing look like a hole? It's sort of an antenna, or other types of signal transmitters. This photo was taken on December 5th of the same year. Published in New Zealand Herald Blast. This object, to find his icebreaker, it's called the El Tanin antenna. This news also, it shocked many scientists at the time, and researchers. Finally, after years of intense discussions, it became an unsolved urban legend. As the news broke again, lace map supporters are also growing. Most internet users believe the lace map is what a high civilization once knew, and this communication device is also an advanced civilization that was once in Antarctica. What is left behind? They think, beneath 1,880 meters of ice on the Antarctic continent, there must be many cultural relics left behind from the time, and their architectural remains, or this mysterious object. It's a form factor technology, deliberately placed in such a remote location, desolate place to gather information, and what it does is it detects the movement of the Earth's plates and planetary measurements. But this speculation is getting more and more outrageous, and then some biologists even thought about it. It's been explained. Biologists believe that this is a common deep-sea plant. It's a polymer called biobacterium. But this theory, most people don't accept it. First of all, Ertanin is very geometric. He has precise angles and structures. Secondly, disagreement feels a habit of collective growth. When one of these pieces falls off, will reattach to the seafloor and start multiplying. After rebreeding, he will become a new whole group. El Tanin County is independent of the seabed. Accessories for this antenna, no similar structures were found. And here's the thing, Altanin antenna, placed at a depth of about 4 kilometers below the sea. It's a depth at which sunlight cannot penetrate. So the sun cannot reach the depths of the seabed. It is impossible for this volume to grow here. So if the Altanin antenna is not natural, and we didn't have the technology to place something like this, who would have placed the device? What is the purpose of the person who placed it? Later, careful researchers found that, in ancient petrification in Utah 6000 BC, something similar has appeared. The original words above, very similar to Altanishan County. And these murals, it's more than 8,000 years old. These creatures up here, they look alien. But in the eyes of the local indigenous people, they are not aliens, but the creator of this world. They help humans, avoided a huge natural disaster. The natives call them the ants' friends, also known as the Amonachi. On Earth, there are so many unexplained coincidences. Where is this wall hanging? In Utah. The indigenous Hopizo we talked about before, lives in Arizona, Mexico, and Utah. They live on 3 high mountains where the 3 continents meet. So the objects that appear in this mural, and objects found in Antarctica, there must be some kind of coincidence, or the appearance of murals, can prove this guy at the bottom of the sea has existed on Earth for over 8,000 years. So it looks like. Do you think? And Lunachi, the friend of the ant, once owned one object similar to the Altanin antenna. If you follow the intuitive feeling given by the mural, this object, it should be the tool used by these creatures. Now a grim feeling comes over me at this point. We seem to be being watched by an alien civilization. Except for the murals, I personally feel it. This object, like bronzes from many ancient civilizations, there are some similarities, and there's another thing that's very coincidental here. It's what we've talked about in previous videos. Black paint is a satellite. In that film, we speculated the Black Knight should appeared 13,000 years ago. He may be from the mysterious stupid Bigfoot. There are some reports online claiming that the area where the El Tanin antenna is located is in midair. There have been signal fluctuations. Time of fluctuation, time to reach Antarctica with the Black Knight, is similar, but the Earth, there are always some unexplained coincidences. That's all within the normal range. Then many netizens think these are coincidences, can be connected together. Antennas from the ocean floor will be received by the Black Knight. Black Knight will send the signal to the large angle in the curtain. The goal is to monitor the rate of evolution of our species. However, the opposition believes that, although there is an incomprehensible coincidence in the whole thing, but he can't be considered as evidence for the extraterrestrial civilization. Even if these things are real, that only proves that ancient Antarctica, there is a mysterious civilization beyond our modern understanding. These findings, it's just that those ancient humans created. They set it up before they went underground. These devices, the purpose is to detect changes in the movement of the Earth's crust. Okay, do you think the lace map can prove there are higher people in Antarctica? The use of the Black Knight satellite and the Altanin Celestial. What is it? Lot, what are the prehistoric murals of the clansmen showing? Welcome to discuss with me in the comment area. I am the Universal Ceremony. My channel explores the universe and unknown mysteries. If you are interested, please approach us. See you next time.